Welcome to Mountain Mom Strong. Today we have a full body workout. You're gonna need a loop band, a set of kind of medium weights, and a step. So let's get started with a little bit of mobility. We're gonna go down onto the floor, extend that right leg out. We're gonna do some adductor rocks. Inhale, reach the hips back. Reach that pinky down into the floor. Exhale, come on up. Nice. Lengthen, lengthen. You can stay here for a breath or two. You can walk your hands forward to get a deeper stretch. Keeping a nice neutral spine. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Reach the pinky. One more. Good. Switching sides. That's it. Notice how one side feels compared to the other. If one side feels a little stiffer, tighter, where you feel that. Two more. If you need more, pause and add a little bit more mobility in. Good. We're gonna get down into that deep squat. You can support yourself on the bench if you need to. And we're just gonna push our knees out. And then add a little bit of rotation. So we're gonna place one hand to the ground, press into my knee, and open up. Other side, pushing and rotating. You can always leave your hand on your head, whatever feels good for you. If you need to have a little heel lift to get down or support yourself on a ball or a roller, you can do that as well. Good. So we're gonna stand on up. We're gonna grab the band. We're gonna place it around our knees. We're gonna do a few squats with pulses to warm up. And then we're gonna get into a little bit of impact and then into our circuits here. Inhale, reach the hips back, lower down, and pulse. So here your breath isn't gonna time perfectly up and down. But make sure you're breathing, you're not holding your breath. Feel that load through your midfoot, your big toe, your pinky there, your heels. Lengthen, move with the hips and then bend those knees. Don't be afraid to bend the knees. One more. Good. Let's lose the band and we're gonna go into some wide hops. So we're gonna have our feet a little bit wider. If you're like, oh, feels a little bit uncomfortable, you can start with narrow. And we're just gonna do some hops here. So narrow or wide. Narrow feels good, move to wide. And we're hopping. We're not thinking about holding our core, we're just breathing. We're letting our body be reflexive and move. We've been training it to do so. Good. And then from here, we're gonna go into some skater hops. So you can start by just stepping side to side, finding your balance, lifting that inside knee up, and then hopping into it a little bit. You can have a slight hinge in your hips, so it's kind of like an athletic skate position as you land. We wanna be stable with our ankle, knee, and hip. Finding that stability there. Getting our body used to this impact once again. Good. Then I want you to pretend that you have like kind of a ladder in front of you. We're gonna go in and out, forward and back. So in, out, out on a little bit of a diagonal. And then left foot leading. So we're kind of zigzagging our way through. You can start to go faster if that feels good. Moving your arms, getting our heart rate up a little bit. That's it, last pass. Awesome. Okay, so the first two exercises are gonna be a plank shoulder tap, followed by an isometric split squat with a hold. So for your planks, you can do them up on the bench, but let's try to move it down to the floor, get a little bit lower, make it a bit more challenging, maybe on your step. And we're gonna do 10 to each side. You can start with your feet wider, drop those hips down, engage that core, so lift that pubic bone up. Exhale, touch. There's no movement in my hips. 3, we're going 10 each side, but you count. See how many you can do on each side before your form fails. That's 5 for me. And if you need to be on that bench still, that's okay too. 8. 1 more each. Nicely done. So I'm going to grab my weights. I have 2 10s here, and we're going to go into a split squat with a hold. So we're going to do a little isometric at the bottom. So we're going to get up onto that back toe, and I'm going to glide my hip into the socket, lowering down, and I'm holding 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up, big breath. Exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch legs. So notice how I'm gliding my hip back. I'm adding that little bit of rotation, belly button to thigh, and I'm holding here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Big breath here. And exhale another 10 seconds. 10, 9. Feel the load in your foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it off. 2 10-second isometric holds on each side. We're going to build up over those in the next coming weeks. Let's go back to our plank. So, hands over shoulders. If it's bothersome on your wrist, you can always use your weights to get your wrist in a bit of more of a neutral position. Wide feet. Slowly tap. Nice work. Try to do 1 more than you did last time. I'm halfway through. 5 more. Breathing. If you want to make it more challenging, get those feet a little closer together. But if your hips are rocking side to side, widen them a little bit more. Nicely done. Come on up. Grab your weights. And we're going to do 2 10-second holds, isometric split squats here. So from this side view, up on my back toe, exhale, lowering myself down, and I'm counting myself 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6. I feel this length in my glute. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, up, breathe. 1 more. My hip is behind my knee. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Other side. Ready? Ground through that foot. Little rotation, lower yourself down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on up. Big breath in. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen as you sink down. Chest over your thighs. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Feel the burn. All right, so we're gonna go into the next exercise. We have push-ups and step-ups. So you can use your weights for the step-ups or just your body weight, but I think you guys are ready for weight. We're gonna do push-ups so you can lower yourself down from where you did them last time. So if you're at the kitchen table, try to go down to the bench. If you're at the bench, try to go down to the floor. We're gonna go for 10 push-ups. Nice strong core, lowering yourself down. Exhale, press up. Inhale, tension in your core. Exhale, at the bottom before you press up. Nice work. 5 more. Slow and controlled. Slow is fast, right? Last 3. Slower you go, more time under tension, more strength you're gonna build. Last 1, here we go. Long through that crown. Body moves as 1 unit. 10 push-ups. Nicely done. So we're gonna go into step-ups. I'm gonna grab my 10 to begin. And I want you to load over your left foot here. You can start in a little bit of a rotation. Exhale, come on up. Hinge, come down, but don't put any weight on this foot. It's super, super light on the ground. 2, 3, and if you have a bigger step, by all means, we want to try to work ourselves up to about 18 inches. At 18 inches, there was a study done on glute max recruitment, and it was one of the best exercises that recruited the most amount of fibers at 18 inches, more than a deadlift in a single leg step up. So very effective. If done right, you need to hinge, lengthen. We're strengthening our hamstrings as we lower ourselves down. Exhale, driving up through the glute. Feel that load through your foot. 1 more. Nicely done. Switch sides, I'll show you a front view. Loading, very light on this bottom foot. Little rotation as I go down, slowly going down. Lengthening. Going for 10. Keeping that connection with my big toe. Whoops, lost it a little, that's all right. Three more. Last one. Nicely done. All right. Here we go. Back to our push-ups. 10 slow and controlled. So that tempo going down is like 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. You got it. Coming up to this halfway point here. If you need a little breather, go into a little downward dog there, stretch it out, and then get your last 5 in. You got this. If your form fails, move a little higher. It's all about good form, good breath. Elbows are kind of out like an arrow. They're not like a T shape. Don't reach your nose, lower the body as 1 unit. 2 more, it's in you. Last one. Nicely done. Back to our step-ups. I'm gonna start with my right leg since it's a bit more challenging. I also think because my toe is hanging over, I just didn't get that same connection. So I'm gonna do a side view here, like so. So I'm in that hinge position. I'm loaded over my foot, lengthening my glute. Exhale, standing up. Inhale, rotate, lower down. My back foot is not pushing to lift me up. Five more. Slow and controlled on the way down. Make sure coming up, hips, we don't want to overextend, so nice and tall. Last one. Switching sides. If you lose your balance, find your balance before you go into the next one. Four more. Nice and light. Last two. And one. Amazing. All right. So we're gonna grab both our weights, something that we're gonna be able to press overhead, but we are gonna go into a hinge and row and then curl up into a press. So it's a combination, it's a compound dumbbell exercise here. So hands on your thighs. We're gonna reach our hips back, slide our hands down our thighs. Exhale, row, hinge back up, curl, and press, keeping the ribs down. Hinge, lower down, row. Trying to time my breaths with an exhale as I row and an exhale as I press. But you do what works for you. Just make sure you're breathing. Front view. You can do a wide or a narrow row at the bottom. Let's do two more. And one more. Nicely done. Bulgarian split squats, let's do the first round without any weight. It can be quite challenging. You can use your couch, a chair. I like something a little bit softer there, but we're not gonna push through that back leg. We're gonna try and be nice and light. So I'm gonna start with my right leg. So to get into a good position, if you sit right on the edge, put your foot out, then pull yourself up. That's probably a good distance. And from here, we're gonna go into that split squat. We're gonna pull that femur back, rotate our belly button to our thigh, and sink down. Exhale, stand up. Keeping that contact with big toe at all times. That's it. Ankle, knee, hip in good alignment, loaded through that foot. You've heard me say that 100,000 times, but it's so important. Let's do 5 more. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Last 3. 2. And 1. Nicely done. Place my other foot right beside that. Other foot up onto the couch, nice and light. Loaded through this foot. I'm gonna rotate, sink my hip down and back, bend my knee, exhale. Lifting myself up through this glute, not my back. Don't arch and lift through your back. Lengthen, strengthen. Nice and light on this foot. 5 more. 3. Keeping contact with that big toe. 2. And 1. Whew, shake it off. So determine which weights you want to use for that hinge, bent over row, curl, and press. So we're getting our brains having to work on sequencing all these movements together. It's all types of movements we've done before. So hip hinge, pause, feel that length in your glutes, exhale, draw those elbows back, stand on up through those glutes, curl, press, keeping those ribs down. Hinge, lengthen, exhale, pull, drive the hips forward, curl, and press. That's 2, here we go. 3. 4. I forgot my row. 5 more. Here we go. Lengthen, pull, drive the hips, curl, press with good core engagement. 4 more. Hinge, pull, drive, curl, and press. Last 3. 2. And last one. You've got this. It's in ya. Nice work. So it's your choice if you want to grab a weight for your second set. For Bulgarians, if it was challenging enough without, do it without. But you can grab on. And remember how we got into position. Extend that right leg out. Pull yourself up, and that should be a good position. I'm going to start with my right because it is my weakest link. And I'm going to rotate as I lower down, weight to the outside, exhale, come up. We're going for 10. Keep that big toe down. Rotating about that hip, not twisting through your spine. 2 more. Nicely done. Switch sides. 10 on this side. We'll do a little stretch and we'll be done for today. Here we go. Five more. 2, and 1. Shake it off. Let's go down into a nice pigeon. And we'll just stretch it out. Lengthen the glute there. Go as low as you like, whatever feels good. You can rock side to side. Breathe, let your heart rate come down. Nice work today. Feel free to put on another mobility video afterwards, or to do a few more stretches, whatever you need, whatever your time allows you to have. But good job taking time for yourself today. Awesome. Have yourself a great day.